Good evening and salutations, my GH/General Hospital fans. So, going into this episode, this was. The thing is, I felt like not that much stuff happened, but they try to make it seem like a lot more stuff happened than it really did. And also, this seemed more of a sort of mentor kind of episode. You know, you had Franklin and you had Cam and Franco. You had Trina and Ava. You know, you had a lot of mentoring going on. But let's start off from the beginning. So, last episode you saw Nell stuck on the roof, and she was still stuck on the roof, wrapped in some sort of blue thing or something, some sort of like cloth or something. Elizabeth comes and it's like, oh shit. realize it's Nell or whatever. Bring her downstairs. And of course, as soon as he brings her downstairs, because they're downstairs is Michael and the group or whatever, sitting there talking about the surgery and how they think it's going, and just trying to share memories or whatever to pass the time and, keep everyone's mind distracted. So, of course, when Nell gets there, she got to be the fucking buzzkill. And it's like, this bitch tried to kill me. Was probably the funniest part of this episode. So, of course, I don't know how Chase got involved. I guess Elizabeth must have called him. But, other than that, or he was already there at the hospital, I'm not sure. But pretty much, pretty much Nell is just like, well, this is what happened, and Carly locked me upstairs, and, you can tell that, Chase is sitting there just trying to be very passive aggressive about the whole thing and being like, oh, so Liz, what do you think about that situation? Does the door usually is that door usually locked? Like, could have been one of the security guards and things of that nature, just to try to help out the family, because let's be honest, no one likes Nell. The one friend that she had is, well, if she can even call him a friend, is pretty much in Pentonville. So yeah. And of course, they go back and forth, blah blah blah, between Nell and Carly, or Nell and the family, whatever. And then I think Monica comes downstairs, and Monica's like, okay, I just want to give you, an update on the surgery. Now this is one of those good things, bad things sort of situations. So the surgery went fine, but he's gonna need a follow-up surgery. Some sort of stent put in his heart or whatever to like help stimulate cellular muscle growth or something. So it kind of sucked a little bit, because it was, granted, Nell was still going to, file for sole custody and things of that nature, but, now she has more ammo by Smith saying, well, she didn't do the surgery the first time. If they didn't, forge my consent or whatever without my say-so, this wouldn't have happened. And it just gives her more ground. But it was one of those things where it's like they had to risk it. They had they had to risk it. So I'm just gonna kind of go from that scene straight forward, and then I'll go to the other scenes like that. Just make more sense. So, Nell is back to her usual BS. I'm gonna get sole custody and blah 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 blah. And of course, towards the end, to her, it's just a fucking game. And it's really sad again, because it's like, I feel like GH is really dropping the ball as far as, trying to make a really good villain. Because a good villain, no matter how fucking evil or bad or whatever that they are, they don't sit there and, hurt innocent children. They don't hurt children. Unless they can really avoid. The last time I saw somebody going that came that close to hurting children, which granted they were teenagers, but still, was I think Luis or Lorenzo Alcazar. But besides then, I haven't seen any. So they are really dropping the ball with this whole Nell being a villain. You know, because at the end, she doesn't care about her son. She cares more about winning with Carly and having the last word and the last say so with her than, you know, her actual son. And so, you know, I guess she calls up her lawyer towards the end and she's like, you know, I'm gonna sue them and blah, 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 and I'm gonna get the last word and all this other shit. And Michael's just like, listen, we gotta do whatever it takes, you know, because we don't even know if we're gonna be able to get that second surgery. Hell, we barely got this first surgery. So I think he's more open to the possibility of marrying Willow, and I think Willow is just gonna go for it, and Chase is more or less just gonna suck it up. I mean, he's gonna hate it, but he's gonna suck it up because, you know, this isn't like before where it's just like, you know, Wiley is gonna be with crazy bitch Nell. Wiley may not even get the surgery that he needs because of crazy bitch Nell. So, yeah. So, moving on. Let's talk real quick about Trina and Ava. So Trina gets to the gallery and Ava's like, yo, listen, y'all got school, right? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to deal with your mom. Like, I'm not trying to deal with that. So if you got school or something, you know, hell up out of here. And Trina was like, no, you know, she just wants to do some work or whatever. And, you know, long story short, Ava pretty much figures out that she's just trying to avoid something. So she's like, all right, what's going on? And of course they talk about the kiss or whatever. And Ava just gives out some really good advice. Listen, don't be anyone, and I said this before, don't be anyone's consolation prize. You know? If you really love him or you really feel like you have a chance, definitely fight for him. But if you can get out early, do it now, because learn from my experience. You know, she talks about, not in so many words, but the whole Griffin and her daughter situation about how Griffin practically couldn't wait to get with fucking Kiki. It talks about how degrading and, you know, infuriating it is, and how she did things that she regretted. So, you know, it was a nice little moment. I give him that. It was definitely a nice little moment. And you know, towards the end, she's just like, listen, protect yourself. So, you know, that's when she meets Cameron in the park. Now, Cameron has pretty much almost the same conversation as Trina, except for the fact that, okay, now help me try to understand this. So he has a conversation with Franco about Trina, and you know, the situation, and even Franco was like, listen, I thought you liked Joss. And Cam is just like, yeah, I don't know if we're better off being friends. But, you know, Trina is a nice person, she's smart, she's funny, she's cute. I feel like he is trying to convince himself that he wants to be with Trina. You know? I feel like he's trying to convince himself. Which, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, it still sucks because she's gonna sit there, you know, if they do get together, you know, she's always gonna be sitting there wondering, is this feeling for me real? Am I just really a backup? You know, does he actually love me like he says he does? So, I mean, just look forward to that drama down the line. But yeah, that's pretty much what I gather from that whole talk. You know, of course, Franco was there trying to give his experience and everything like that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I almost felt like it was somewhat sort of mute. Because, I mean, granted, you know, the idea basically was saying was, you know, don't, you know, go for what you want. But, you know, of course, you know, Franco is an adult. Franco and Liz are adults. And Cam and Trina are teens. You know, you can't really kind of equate that, you know, their situations. But, I think he got what he needed out of the whole talk. And that's when he meets, Trina in the park, which, by the way, she just literally teleports right there. Like, he turns around and she's right fucking there. Like, I would have been like, yo, you not even gonna bother to say hi? Like, you just creeping up on dudes? Like, that was a little weird, but whatever. So, let's continue with, Portia or Trina's mom and Curtis. Now this is a little weird. Because in the beginning, I guess it made sense. So Curtis gets a text from Portia, asking him to meet her at GH. He gets down there and she starts off with the same thing that, the same stuff that she's been saying before. I'm sorry for Trina's actions. I'm sorry that I lied to you. And it's like, why'd you really call him for it? Why'd you really call him there for? Like, do you have... And I'm just not there just guessing that she's had some sort of unresolved feelings with Curtis. Because you don't just sit there and call somebody for the same things that you could have just texted. Just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. So, after they go through that and, Curtis just like, yeah, that's cool, I get it. And you just really like, why the hell am I here? He basically says, listen, I told Jordan about the whole affair, and Portia was just like, listen, we're not going to be friends at that point. Curtis is like, nah, it's fine, blah, 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 don't worry about it. Portia pretty much, in not so many words, just like, listen, at the end of the day, you're not going to understand this from a woman's point of view. You're not going to sit there and think about this from a woman's point of view. So, trust me when I say it's going to be bad. That's just the gist of what she was pretty much saying. And then she says something that was a little disconcerting. One sec. Sorry about that. She basically was like, listen, Tiger couldn't tell me much. But she says something along the lines of, yeah, Jordan was part of the task force. And me and Curtis is like, what the You're not supposed to know that. How did you know that? Like, why? And I'm pretty sure, like, he's just calming himself. But I would have been like, why do you know that? Why is he telling you that? So, it's, I'm feeling like Portia has something to do with the fact that, Cyrus knew about those names. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, he somehow found out through Portia. And granted, that's just my guess. But, yeah, I just found that a little odd. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. One sec. Because I want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Oh. Okay, so... what's her name? Molly meets Sam in the park. And, Sam is still feeling guilty about the whole blow up with Alexis. And she should, because, again, I will sit there and reiterate, she is the one that caused, her mother to drink. But, they're talking in the park. And, Molly is starting up with her little temper tantrum of, oh, should I be begging for him to come back, or should I be throwing this stuff out or whatever? And in my head, I'm like, yo, you don't want to turn him down. Like, calm yourself. And granted, I get it. 2 wrongs don't make it right or whatever, but still. So Sam is like, all right, so you went there and what happened? Because, she knew that Molly went to Jordan's house. So Sam was like, what happened? And Jordan was like, when I got there, I saw Sonny and Jason there, and I thought that was a little kind of odd. And, Molly was like, listen, do you know what's going on? Could you ask him? Could you ask him for me? Could you meet him in person? I'm like, what the I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? You just got caught trying to blackmail Dolores, and you want to risk your freedom because your sister is having relationship troubles with her boyfriend. So you're willing to risk your freedom and, time away from your children just to see Jason to ask him a question. Why do you need to actually see him face to face to ask him that question? Why can't you do it over a text or a burner phone or something like that? I mean, it's just not worth it. But I get it. They're building up tension, so it is what it is. But I found that a little kind of odd. And of course, Jason was like, yo, we got to be careful. Because I felt like Sam asked him, what's going on with TJ? And since Jason didn't want to lie to her, you know, he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'd rather just risk it. And whatever, it is what it is. So you're whatever. So yeah, apparently they're gonna meet and she's gonna violate her parole once again. Because tension. Now, before I go, Jason goes to the police station and talks to Jordan and pretty much kind of tells her, you know, how to lie. You know, like just run through the story over and over again. And of course, Jordan is sitting there dragging her damn teeth through it. You know, dragging the fucking heels through it. I don't know, and this may be easy for you, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, you gotta be okay to me. I was like, of course, it's Jordan. Everything gotta be extra difficult when it's Jordan. Cause why not? Why the hell not? But towards the end, she does the right thing. And it was just a little kind of frustrating because towards the end, Jason was like, listen, you either lie or it's your son's life. And Jordan's just like, well, I need to go to my office and think about it. Bitch, how much do you actually love your son? Because if that even is a question that you have to think about, that you have to hesitate, you already screwed up. Period. You already screwed up. But yeah, towards the end, she gives the confession to the internal affairs. You know, she gives her confession. And granted, here's the thing, I get the fact that she has to tarnish good people's reputation, but, you know, if it's between that and my child, there is no hesitation. Like, I'm not thinking about the shit twice. But whatever. Oh, crap. One last thing that was sort of important, but not that important. So... Sonny and Jocelyn go see Mike, and you know Mike is just, you know, out of it, and Sonny's like, what's going on with my dad, you know, and Portia's just like, listen, he doesn't want to walk, maybe because he had balance issues in the past and he just feels like he may fall, so he's just not taking any chances. And it sucks because there's no right way to sit there and deal with it. You know, Jocelyn is sitting there trying to talk to Mike and play cards with him and stuff. Now, Jocelyn's a teenager. So, her doing that stuff is just, it's an emotional reaction. I get that, but, you know, Sonny is sitting there trying to talk to him and, like, trying to, like, grab his hand and everything like that. I'm like, you don't want to do that. You know? But again, when you're emotional and... when you're emotional and stuff like that, you don't think logically, you don't think rational, and it was kind of a sweet moment, and also kind of a heartbreaking moment when Jocelyn had to give Sonny a hug. You know, here's the thing, it's really sad, it's a really sad day when the child has to become the parent, and I'll just leave it at that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, no one knows what's really going on with Mike. They don't know if he has pain in his legs or anything like that. No one knows. So, you know, half of the time they were just sitting there spending time talking to him, and, you know, at this point it's like, who knows? You know, in some sort of way, I do hope that they do go somewhere with this story, because to be honest, it's been heartbreaking, but it's like every time we see Mike, it's just like, you know, it's just sadness, you know, it's just sadness. And it's like, I don't want them to kill off the character, because then that would be really sad, but, they gotta do something. They gotta do something, because this constant seeing Mike in a vegetated state or something else, it just gets more difficult to watch each and every single time. So, at that point, that's where I'm going to leave off. Yeah, that pretty much kind of covers GH today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. And I really do appreciate when people do comment. And thank you for the people that comment, especially the guy, the woman, or I'm assuming the woman, the commentator who said that they appreciate hearing from a man's perspective. Thank you. You know, for me, and you can probably start watching at this point. For me, when I look at it, I look at something that has a good story, good characters, and an intriguing story. And it doesn't matter if it's General Hospital, if it's This Is Us, if it's, anything on the CW. Long as it has a good story, I'm with it. So, be safe, and I will see you in the next review.